Mick is saying, can we give out a prize for the best virtual background?
Oh yeah.
Great idea. As you all know, we do a spot prize, guys, for every night. So I'll pick a spot prize randomly, or I'll pick a screen randomly, and they will get a spot prize. So we are at 5:30 now, guys. So Natalie tonight, thank you, Natalie, for coming along. Natalie is part of the high performance team for the last couple of years. Natalie has also won a gold medal in women's Henley and has recently gone to the World Championships in Linz and won the spare pairs race. Natalie is going to do for us 3 20-minute pieces, technical session with around 2 or 3 minutes rest in between each sessions. So what I'd recommend for maybe the masters or the young juniors, try and join in with Natalie for 2 of the 20-minute pieces. For those a bit more experienced, maybe try and do the whole session, see how you get on. That's it. Natalie, if you want to take it away, you can start to warm up, have a chat to them about what you're looking for.
Cool. Well, thanks for the introduction. Hello. It's really cool that there's so many people here. So basically, because we've had about 2 sessions now that have been intensity pieces, I just wanted to do a bit more of a technical session. It's going to be a bit longer, but it's not going to be that intense. So try and go at an effort where you can feel like you can speak if you wanted to, and you're not pushing too hard. We just want to stay at a steady state. So choose a split that's relatively sustainable and just choose to stay on it. But yeah, so I'll be talking a bit more about the technical side of things, just because we haven't been on the water in so long. So hopefully we can just use some of the components on the erg and try and visualize a bit of the water work as well. But I think because we've been in lockdown for so long, visualization would really help for when we do eventually get back on the water. So yeah, if you have any questions in the 2-minute break as well, type them in and we can try and answer them as well. But now we've just set up our screens to the 320 minutes. So select workout, new workout, intervals, time, and then put in 20 minutes there. And then 2 minutes rest. So you can choose your display as well, where you have like the graph. So I quite like putting that graph on when I'm doing like a long steady session, just to see how my leg drive is working. And you kind of want to go for a bell curve, so like a peak in the middle. So you just select display to see the graph at the bottom there. Okay, so hopefully everyone's ready to go, and we'll do the warm up starting at backstop. So it's all good. So sitting from backstop, we're just going to let our arms go forward. Just arms away, really nice and loose. I'm going to try not to talk your ear off, because otherwise that's just going to be really annoying. So we're not going too fast. You can see my screen and just try to follow that rhythm. It's going to be a rate 20 session, so we're not going to let our arms away at rate 50. Just nice and relaxed. Antonio loves telling us to keep our elbows up. So make sure your elbows are up and out and not down at your side like this. So keep your elbows nice and tall. What I like to do is squeeze my glutes just to make sure I'm sitting at the right position at the back, not collapsing down, but just squeezing nice and tall. So I'm in a strong finish position. In these technical sessions, you really just want to ingrain our technique so you can do it automatically at high rates. Now we're going to bring in that body rock, so arms away first, and then rocking over. Now. Making sure that we're nice and tall at the finish. So nice and smooth on the way in. Push through the feet on the way out. We're still only warming up. So just nice and relaxed. Keeping those elbows out. That's something you have to think about quite a bit when you first make that change. Quite a natural tendency to make your elbows point to the floor. You really think about that finish. You're going to bring in the slide. You're going to go to quarter slide. We're going to let our knees break as our hands have gone past them. Quarter slide. Go. We're really making sure that we separate those movements. Arms away first. Rock over the pelvis. Bend the knee. That's one of the crucial things we can bring from the erg and take to the water. Is getting that separation. So keeping the rate nice and low. Really relax. We don't want to pause when we get to the finish. We just make sure our hands are moving away in a solid rhythm. We're going to build up that slide, the half slide, with a bigger bend in the knees. Ready? Go. Stay on that separation. We're moving further up the slide. We're still keeping definitive in our arms away. We keep those elbows out. The hands over the knees before they break. We're going to keep working up the slide as we're warming up. The three-quarter slide. We're going to stay nice and relaxed. We're not going to force our way up the slide. We're going to keep in that rhythm. Three-quarter slide. Go. This is where we really focus on having time on the recovery. That's when the boat moves underneath us. We're letting it move undisturbed. Very nice. We're keeping our strong finish position, even though we're working going up the side. Squeezing our glutes at the finish. We're not leaning too far back. We're staying connected. Now we're going to go to full slide at rate 20, moving together. Now, we've finished the warm-up. We're into the session now at rate 20. We've chosen a split we can sustain and just focus about that good technique. So for this first 20 minutes, well now only 11 minutes ago, we're going to keep thinking about that finish. We're not leading too far back. Our elbows are out. Our glutes are squeezed. Nice. Now we're just going to get in the rhythm together. This is one of the best things about doing Jimmy erg. You look at the screen and find your rhythm there. And make sure our arms go away first, and then we rock over. Keep that separation. We really want to think about those changes now. So when we do those high intensity sessions, they're second nature. I think your best races are the ones where you feel like it's effortless. And that's when you do all the motions and don't have to think about them. You're putting the hard work in now so that happens in the racing. We're well over halfway in the first 20 minutes. I'm just going to keep that flow. Keep sitting toward the finish. Think about your pelvis, your hips. You want them to stay nice and tall. We're not collapsing. You don't want to dump our bowels into the water at the finish. I'm going to keep it up. This is recreate that ratio. Send the power through the feet and hold that power through the feet as you get to the finish. Keep the hands moving away. Looking good from what I can see. We're really thinking about that finish in the first 20 minutes. Keeping those changes. Elbows out. Squeeze the glutes. Separate off the back. Really strong. We talk a lot about having an arrogant stroke. That's just talking about your posture at the finish. Being nice and tall. I find your posture really dictates your power. Just keep sitting nice and tall. So there's some PR1 and PR2 rows in the session. So posture, sitting nice and tall with your arms away. That's really going to help you. Really nice. Keep that chin up. That arrogant finish. Keeping our knees straight as we bring our arms into our body. Keeping them straight as our arms go out. Only bend the knees once your hands are over the knees. I find once I'm getting tired, my shoulders tend to creep up to my ears, especially at the finish of the stroke. We can start thinking about staying nice and loose, keeping the shoulders down, keeping the elbows out. Keeping the hands moving. Last 3 minutes of the set is staying on the split we chose. We're not pushing it too hard. We've got another 2 sets. Squeeze in the glutes. Staying tall. Really ingraining that separation. A transferable skill. You take from the earth into the boat. Staying on rate 20. Nice and relaxed. Last minute. Stay on task. Keeping the step split, we said to ourselves, we're going to hold. Keep those changes. Elbows out. Squeeze in the glutes. Separate. Hands away. Keeping them moving. Some people pause at the finish. We like to keep moving. Ooh, and then our 2-minute rest. So grab a snack or a drink. And if there are any questions, I can answer them quickly.
Natalie, I'm just wondering if you're able to turn your microphone up a little bit.
Oh, I can try. I'm not 100% sure if that happens.
It should be okay, but it's just, it might be a little bit low.
Okay. I don't think I can.
No, it's fine. It's fine, Natalie. We can hear you. Guys, if anyone has any questions, you can put them into the chat. From Tanya is wondering, where can they get the big, strong girl onesies?
I think we're trying to make more of them available, but I think I'll probably have to watch the Instagram page to see when we get them ready. I'm not too sure when that will happen. Okay, so for the next set of 20 minutes, you're just going to think about coming off the front. And so I won't talk about the finish as much because we just did that. But try to keep those changes, and we'll have a bit of a front end focus for this set. Okay, everyone get ready. Back onto rate 20. So back onto that split that we told ourselves we can hold for 3 sets of 20. I think the best piece of advice I got throwing was from Gary O'Donovan himself. And he said, when you get to the front, Going forward and wait for the fan. Going forward for you to get strength and push up the legs. Keep it moving up the front. You don't need to bring up the weight when you do that. Prepare for the front as you come in. You want to be nice and loose. Having set ourselves up off the back with our strong finish and our separation. We're coming into the front, sitting nice and tall. We're keeping our chest up. We don't want our chest on our knees. We want to give our legs room to work. Really important that we don't collapse into the front. We can take that core strength into the boat. Sitting nice and tall into the front to place our blade. We can do the same here on the erg. So as we come out the front, we're going to hang off the oars. We're going to hang off the handle. Push up the toes. We definitely like to tell us to get our heels down quick. And that's how we get off the front. For the next couple of minutes, just think about getting those heels down. Quite a tricky thing to think about because you need to be sitting tall. You don't want any extra movement off the front. Staying nice and relaxed. Bringing off the front. Chest up. Not collapsing onto the knees. Heels down. Now that we're 5 minutes into thinking about the front end, don't let the back end suffer. Sitting nice and tall. Squeeze the glutes. You can squeeze the glutes of the catch as well and help spring off the front. Just think about that for the next 20 seconds. Squeeze. Yeah. So you're really sitting tall into the front. Chest up, shoulders relaxed. Breathe. So staying on that sustainable split. You're growing well. Nice and relaxed. Great 20. Sitting tall. Heels down off the couch. Keeping it fluid. Just springing off the front. Nice and relaxed. You're not pausing at the front. The same as wanting to get your blade in. You don't pause and then put the blade in. You come straight off. You can really use these technical sessions to visualize being underwater. Especially when you haven't been on the water in so long. Visualization really helps. So as you come into the front, lift your hands, lift your face of the blade. It's only really necessary when you're visualizing. Not necessary when you're just surging or slip. Press off the front. Heels down. Now. Getting nice and tall coming into the front. Pushing up. Just keeping the separation of the back so you're prepared to spring up. Nice and loose. Really nice rhythm, you guys. Moving together. Bring off the front. No pausing. So you're really ingrained pushing off the front together. Now just think about hanging off your handle. You want to keep the arms as straight for as long as possible. To really hang off. Keep that chain of connection from our feet. shoulders nice and relaxed. That's one of the things I do when I'm tired. Bring them up to my ears, hook the front, and finish. We're just going to hang off. Long and low. Like 20. Just staying nicely and tight together. Really good. Keeping those arms straight for as long as possible. Staying nice and tall on either end. Use the glutes to help you out. Breathing now. Be tough on yourself to think about the technique. Keep the changes. We're not going hard physically. We're going hard mentally. Really good. In and out the front. Loose shoulders. As we're hanging off, we don't want to feel it in our arms. We want to feel it in your lat muscles. Those big muscles down the side of your back, underneath your shoulder blades. Feel it through there from your feet. Break 20. Nice and relaxed. Really nice. Hanging up the arms, straight as long as possible. Bring up the front. Heels down. Yep. Keeping the separation at the back. Bring in now with the front. Sitting tall. Keep that chest up, not falling down. Long and loose. Great 20. Heading into the last 3 minutes of the set. Stay on that split you can hold. Keep the changes. Elbows out to finish. Separating off the back. Bringing out the front. Nice and loose. Keeping the glutes engaged. Off the catch. Chest up. Keeping that arrogant posture. Sitting nice and tall. There we go. In and out the front. There we go. 2 sets done. Really good job. Just 1 more to go for those who want to.
Well done, Natalie. Dave Cullen is asking, is there an average pace you should be hitting for the 20 minutes, or is it's up to yourself really?
So like how many meters you should get in?
The average pace, what split, I suppose?
Oh, well, for me, while I'm doing like a UT2 session, it would probably be around 205. But I think that's quite high. I think probably it should be more around like 2-minute mark for a high performance woman. I'm not really sure what juniors or anything like that would be able to get, but you can really just choose how hard you should go in these sort of sessions by like asking yourself, can you have a conversation, or can you do it again? So when you're thinking about technique and that sort of thing, and doing UT2, steady state, like you're not meant to be pushing too hard, you're meant to be ingraining the movement, and kind of it's almost like a recovery session. So just ask yourself, like, is the effort that I'm putting in now, like, can I do the whole session again? And then
I see you're looking at your heart rate monitor there a few times, Natalie. Is there a certain heart rate you're working off?
Oh, so I would be around like 140, so kind of low. But that also depends on like what your maximum heart rate is. So you should be around about 70%, 60, 70%.
Perfect. Well done. I'd say they're all looking forward to the next set.
Yeah, so this set, we're just going to knit the two together. So think about your finish position and the front position, and then driving together in a nice ratio. Yeah, and then we're done for today. So just the last 20 minutes. Thank you together. Back in that finish position that we worked on. Elbows out. Squeezing the glute. We're separating. Getting the hands away before we break the knees. Staying nice and tall into the front. Bringing off. Heels down. Staying at rate 20. Having those quick legs down. Hanging off the oar. In the leg dive, we want to have our shoulders ever so slightly in front of our hips before we bring in the body fin. So we're going to think of hanging off the handle, keeping our shoulders forward through the drive. All while staying nice and loose. That really helps us leave the boat past the blade. Sending the pedals away. Keeping those shoulders nice and low. Engaging the lats. Through the drive. Nice and tall, not collapsing either end of the stroke. Keeping that arrogant posture. That posture that takes the power. You're thinking about that sequencing of the front and the back. You're not pausing anywhere in the stroke. Hands away, over the knees. Keeping those shoulders over the hips, slightly forward as you push the glutes down. Hanging off the front. Bring off the front. So when we're doing the steady state work, it's really good to think about your breathing. That becomes vital as you go up in the race. So you think about breathing in the recovery, pushing it out and push. Just really ingraining the technique to become second nature in high rates. Using all those muscles to stay engaged, to keep the posture. Really ingraining that separation. You can take that into the boat. Giving the boat time to move underneath us before we break the knees. That's really nice. Move the hip rate tension together. Good to just get some miles done with some company, with some do. So nice and loose. It's something I need to think about all the time when I'm getting tired. Just keep that separation. Get those hands over the knees. So we're hanging off the front, Squeeze the glutes. Send it away. Really keep that ratio. Relax in the recovery. Bring up the front. Ankles down. Do the drive. We're heading into our last 10 minutes. We've come a long way. We're going to keep those changes. So you're nice and full at the finish. We're not collapsing at the catch. We're hanging up to drive. As you're getting a bit more tired, it's reset. Squeeze those glutes to help you get that posture. Relax those shoulders. Stay on the toes. You're getting a bit tired. Choose that one element you're really going to ingrain. Make the change. I'm going to keep the elbows out and have a strong finish. Squeeze the glutes. Sit tall. Staying on split. Stay on those changes. Really think about what your body is doing. You want it to feel. Separate up the back. Hands away. Keep those elbows up. Stay on the ratio. Relax coming forward. Bring up the front. Coming into the last 5 minutes. Really good session. Stay nice and loose. Keep the changes. Hanging up the front. Relax the shoulders. Feel the lat. Bring it up the front. Heels down. Really good job. In a long session, we're going to keep the changes. Tall at the finish. Bring up the front. Chest off the knees. Relax the shoulders. Keep the elbows out. Keep hanging off the yoke. Keep the arms straight as long as possible. Staying on that drive. Keep the spring off the front. Shoulders in front of hips. Hands. Last 90 seconds. Stay on the concentration. Feel the change. Very good. Last 20 strokes. Keep the posture. Bring off the front. Squeeze the glutes. Really good. Finishing strong, making those changes. Last couple of strokes. Feel the change. Ooh. That's actually a lot harder than I thought while talking.
Well done, Natalie, for Petia. My internet myself has gone a bit bad, so hopefully you can hear me properly.
Yeah.
We have a question in from Susan from Cassaconnell. She seems very observant. She commented that it looks like you're wearing weightlifting shoes. She was just wondering, is there a reason for it, or is it just something you grabbed?
Oh no, well, I tend to erg in weightlifting shoes because it has like really hard bottoms. So like the sole of your foot is on something really hard. Because I find if you erg in trainers that are for running, it kind of feels like you're pushing into a cloud kind of thing. Whereas if you're on weight shoes or like tennis shoes or pimsoles, then you kind of have a solid platform to push down on.
Very good, excellent. We actually have nearly 80 that stayed on for the whole session, so that's fantastic. One of the girls, Kira Davis, was just asking, would you tell us a little bit about your Henley experience?
Oh, cool. Well, I actually learned how to row. Yeah, I actually learned how to row in the UK. So all of my rowing experience is mostly in the UK. And Henley is like a really big deal. So like you basically train the whole year to do Henley. And it is a really cool event because it's like 1 versus 1 kind of thing. So it's a knockout thing and it goes over like 5 days. So it takes a lot of concentration and it's not like you just have one race and then that's like you find out who wins. So you have to stay in the zone for quite a long time. But it's also like really fun staying with your crew for a week and hoping to knock out the next crew. So like a lot of it is like the luck of the draw who you row next. Because you either do a time trial to seed you to see who you race, and you kind of get an easier route if you do well in the time trial. So we had a pretty good crew that year, and we had like a very easy run into the final. So that was a bit of a disappointment that there wasn't that close racing. But it is really fun to have like an intense one-on-one race.
Thanks, Natalie. Very good, excellent.
Intense, really.
I'm just wondering, is there any more questions? Anybody else have any more questions? Or are you all wrecked after that session?
Hopefully not. It's brain gym.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading a message here from Brian College. For the person who was wondering about men's, oh, sorry. No, it's just, he's saying for the person who was wondering about men's junior scores, for the 2 9Ks on the Rowing Ireland program, the top juniors would be getting 147 to 150 or low 150s. It's a good low rate for any distance. So Brian is just commenting on what one of the lads were saying earlier on.
Oh yeah.
So
I think
Anna,
the 2 9Ks is like max effort at race 20.
Well, I'm getting loads of messages in here of thanks as well. Anna is just wondering, do you find the onesies better than leggings or shorts for Berg? Sorry, we seem to have lost.
I think my internet went a bit funny there.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking for your screen now. So sorry, that was just from Anna. She was asking, do you find a onesie better than leggings or shorts on the erg?
Yeah, I don't really erg anything but onesies because I'm just used to it now. I feel like leggings are too warm and shorts might get stuck in the slides.
I think that's about it. Oh, from Sally Cudmore, they can be very boring sessions if they're, do you listen, is there any music you listen to in particular to motivate yourself?
Oh man, if it's like too low, I tend to listen to like podcasts or like any different music because it does get very boring if you're doing like long miles. So yeah, that's why it's kind of nice to have a group and chat.
Yeah, very good. That's about it, guys. There's one question from Alex, but I'm not sure. It's a bit of a difficult question to answer. Is there any info on stroke length in the type of workout like the one from today?
I know, like on the Row Perfect, you kind of know about stroke length. You can actually see like the centimeters that you do. So I know for a woman on a Row Perfect, you should be trying to hit around 150, over 150. But on the erg, I think it's more important to stay compact and not like lean too far forward or lean too far back. So just to make sure you don't get injured, kind of thing.
Very good. Natalie, that was fantastic. It was a long session, so I'm sure you're wrecked after that. Just as I said, our spot prize winner tonight is Iris McInerney. So Iris, if you wanted to send me an email with your address, we'll get you off a Rowing Ireland t-shirt. So well done there, and well done again to Natalie. It's a fantastic session. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much.
You can like ask on Instagram or whatever. Cool.
Thanks, Natalie.
Thank you.
And we'll hopefully see you again, Natalie, and we'll see you all hopefully on Tuesday night with Neville Maxwell.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Thanks,
Enjoy.
Nat.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.